There we go. So I'll do that. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm just going to make sure all the dust is off this. I washed it down. So it should be pretty darn good. Okay, now I'm going to do the deck first. So that's beautiful. As you can see, the colour is just solid. This is not a light board. This is going to have inertia. It feels like a bloody old board, so this is definitely not light. And it's definitely not what a modern log would weigh. It's pretty heavy, man. Right, so just making sure all the dust is off that. Now I've got my wax solution in boiling hot water. Right there, in the boiling hot water. And what that does is it makes sure all, because I'm doing a natural finish coat, it makes sure the wax is completely melted. So when I put it on, I won't have a problem with it being sort of grainy because of the, there we go. Now that's all done. The resin out. Now I'm going to mix this again. It's down to the last bit. As I say, the greens separate, and if you really want this to be successful, you have to mix the colour each time so you get a perfect there we go. Now we're going to get a perfect mix. Yeah. I've got a little bit left there. What I'm going to do is make a fin out of it when I get back from Bonny Hills today. Well, not, I don't get back today, sorry, but when I do get back. Now, I'm making finish resin here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this wax solution has been in boiling hot water. So it's high temperature at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll leave that in the hot water. Now what that means is I'm going to mix this up, and the wax should mix straight away with the resin really well and stay liquid. But because in cold weather it goes hard and turns, looks like sand all over or dust all over your finish coat if you've it gets too cold. The resin's at 22 degrees because I keep my air conditioner constantly on. Right, so that's well and truly mixed up. Mix it about 40 times. Look at that, beautiful. Colour is amazing. Now, I'm just going to now tape it up. Now this fin is on the tail. There it is there, okay? I know I had some dickheads, I had this one wanker in America carry on about me putting the fin on the tail. And don't worry, before I started doing stuff like this, I did speak to someone that is a little bit more reputable than this wanker in America. His name was Midget Farrelly, and we talked a lot about that, but like this other guy, who was, I think he was a drug addict, heroin, like an addict, Might be a fucking Christian now or something like that. That's what they all seem to do. But he was trying to pay me out on this bodega bullshit cocksucking podcast, and anyway, just carrying on about, you know, doing, what do you call it, the D-pin on the tail. But anyway, I'm over that. I mean, if you worry about every dickhead you meet in the world, fucking hell. But yeah, anyway, so it's been one of my biggest selling boards, and the funny thing is, all over the world. I've sold these things all over the world, from England to Finland to Japan to USA to New Zealand. So it just shows that guy that was all carrying on of shit. I think he's a little angry ant anyway. I think he's only a midget. I think he works at the chocolate factory, surfboard factory type thing. I think he's a little 5 foot something person, like the angry people are. I think they call them angry ants or something like that. But anyway. But yeah, he bagged the shit out of it, but I love it when people prove themselves wrong. You know, like, well and truly wrong. All the more reason to put the fin on the tail. I think some of those old wankers, the older they get, the better they were. You know, I've met some absolute legends and spoken to some legends that are very, very modest. But most of the time it's the dickheads that fucking open the surface that end up being the wankers. Won't worry about that too much. Right. So Mike's going to be surfing this at Slide. Hey Mike, how are you, mate? It's getting finished now. It's all done. I'm just putting the Mike owns this board. I'm just putting the finish coat on now. I'm so happy with it, but so happy with it. Right. So what we're doing here, I get nervous when I do boards like this because I'm trying to get them fucking perfect or something, and yeah, sometimes it's hard. You know, I'm making sure I haven't missed anything. You know, I've strained this, I've done that, but this colour, Kim's done an absolutely amazing job on the colour. She's had some shit colour ideas in the past. The black pocket idea I always stir her up with was a shit idea, but anyway. No, I'll play that back to her and she'll hit me. Not Amber hit me, but she'll just hit me. Anyway, she's way more scary than Amber. Fucking hell. Amber's just a fucking idiot. Okay, let's get this on. So, I've got to use my good finish coat brush. So what it means is I've got to clean it when I'm finished. That's alright. Here it goes. What this will do is it'll just make the colour absolutely perfect. Okay, it'll just be totally flat, and oh, so happy with it. So hopefully I'll get a good finish coat, but it doesn't matter because Mike understands this part of it. The finish coats weren't always, you know, they had a couple of little particles here and there. It's not a big deal. Excuse me. And as I say, this is going to have a foil sticker on it. It's weird doing a pigment finish coat. Like it really, can't see a thing, but it's basically just like doing a panel, a resin panel. Because this has got the whole board covered, so I'm just making sure this rail's wet. Shut that door for a sec. Just want this rail to be go. Now one more around the rail. Whoa. Now, hopefully I'll have enough time to pick out all the blade. Just to make sure I get any hairs out of this. There's always a couple. Always a couple. I'm using the light above me to look at the reflection to see these little hairs. Second pass. Looking good. The colour's just amazingly flat, and that's just making sure I get all the little hairs out. Giving the finish coat time to settle. A tiny little spot here, I'll just, not a separation, but I'll just put a tiny dab on here. There we go, that'll settle down. Looking pretty good. I don't want this to go off too quick because I'm trying to make sure the yeah. Oh, hang on. Sorry. What's that? Beer bottle. Looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, Chris is just talking about a couple of colours. Now this is settling beautifully. Excuse me. I just want that to settle nicely. Now I'll open this up again because the heat can come out here now. But the colour is just so solid here. And the thing is, if Mike gets a ding and he sands it out, it's the same colour all the way through to the foam. Very easy to repair. Stoked. Really happy with this. As I say, it's totally solid, you know, in the sense of no colour variance there at all. And that's the finish, that's the beauty of it. It won't stay shiny, it's going to go dull. It's going to go matte and satin, okay? It's not going to be shiny like this. It'll just be, yeah, satin's the colour it goes, or the texture. So I'm just waiting for it to gel. But quite happy with this one, with the rails and so forth, how everything's come together, and there's a bit of planning and thought in it. I've made sure I've, you know, because Mike's going to be hopping on this thing, and I hope, because it's nice and heavy, I hope with all this extra weight, it's not going to feel, it's going to feel like a really old board, because some of them were just ridiculously heavy, so it's going to have this inertia with it, you know. It's really like going to be like driving a Cadillac, you know, and that's yeah, I've downloaded all. This is the last, or the last two videos. I've got one more to go when I do the bottom, but I've downloaded them all to the computer, which I'll put on the thumb drive. So all good. And I've got the Port Macquarie Surf Museum's getting a copy of the other pig boards, and I've got that, which they're going to be getting today. Right, it's starting to gel. This is just looking amazing. Like I say, it won't have that shine on it. It'll go satin. It's funny, we're going up to Bonnie Hills this Arvo, or at 12:30 in 3 hours time. And in another 10 minutes, we're going to start what we call a team meeting for all the Weezers therapists and so forth. So I wanted to get this finish coat on now, and then in an hour's time, I'll come back and just spotted the tiniest little hair. See? Tiny little hair. And so we've got the team meeting, and come on, gel, it's about to gel. And then in about an hour's time, I'll come back and do the other side, and then that's it. And I'll make, when I come back from Bonnie Hills on Thursday, we've got shopping with Kim's mum, but then on the weekend I'll make finish Chris's board, and then by the middle of the week I'll be boxing up Mike's board and Chris from Ventura's board, and he's been watching the videos. His is just coming last, but I didn't want to do it with this one because I didn't want to cross-contaminate with the pigment, so it was safer just to go, nah. Anyway, Chris's will be next. His is just a clear volan with a mustardy colour fin. It's going to look amazing, and they'll both be getting boxed to go to LAX by the end of next week. So, which I'm pretty happy about. Righto, that's done. I'll give you a quick walk around. Sorry. That can tip into there, that's gelled. Sorry, clean my hands. Right, so I'll have a quick walk around. So what we've got here, there we go, you can see the finish coat, you can see the wax. Sorry, the camera's frozen. Don't know why it's done that. There we go. Don't know why the camera froze then. So you can see the wax starting to rise. See that cloudiness through there? Well, that's gonna, you can see there it is. You can just see it start to cloud up a little bit. Hang on, my lens might need to clean them. That's better. Sorry, I had to clean my lens. That's better. But you can see the cloudiness of the wax starting to come through. So, and you can see the streaks of the, there we go, streaks of the wax starting to be apparent, and that'll, there's the edge of the bead. I'll be taping up to that on the other side, and I will not be cutting this bead back. This bead will be left on here. That's alright, an insect's landed on that, but that'll rub out when it's dry. I'm not going to pick that off now. His little legs will be left in there, but his body will be gone. Sorry, insect. Anyway, that's all good. And you can just see the cloudiness starting to come in, and it'll go a satin colour. Anyway, I'll be back in about an hour.